Dear Diary, 4 people had to leave, none of them being the people that hurt me, or I guess the people I'm suspicious of. I basically spent the day on auto-PLA. I played my morning game. When I got to school I talked to Yuko, who for some reason kept talking about how much she doesn't like Ikebana. Like please, I already know you don't like it. You've knocked my arrangements when you came to my house before. If I wasn't so dead tired I would probably make another arrangement. Not that I told her that. I was just trying to start my day, not argue with the closest person to me at the school. When the bell went I couldn't even go through the front door because Kiro and Hirakumi were leaning against the lockers, just waiting for me. I took the side entrance and Masatake ran out from the change rooms as if she had also been waiting. I didn't try in Japanese. I didn't try in any class. I probably won't have to wait until another 50% purge for them to kick me out. I talked to Yeiko a bit today mainly because Yuko was running around getting into arguments. I don't know what they were about. Yelling just sounds like noise to me. I know Yeiko doesn't like Ikebana so I didn't bring it up, not that I ever do. But I wish I could have asked her for a theme suggestion for an arrangement. Looking at the one I have set up now it just doesn't feel like it represents me or what I want. I know I have to change it but that's a big ask. During break I started talking to Yeiko about music and she said Tsuruki knows the musician I was talking about so I started talking to Tsuruki and Yeiko left. She could have just said she didn't have time to talk. After gym class I had no motivation to talk to anyone. With 4 people gone it looks oversaturated with people that absolutely hate me. Tsuruki and Yuko followed me so I did what Yeiko did to me and set them up to talk to each other. The last class took so much from me. I was so slow leaving, then I had to wait for a bus. It was a prime opportunity for them to jump me again, but they didn't. It's only 4 p.m. and I think I'm just going to sleep. I've showered which is something and I don't know how I conjured the energy for that, or conjured the energy to write this much, but I have. Good night.
So she's still here.
Well, obviously, she's got people in the school, remember.
That or she's smart.
Only smart enough to get what she wants.
What's your plan now?
She's not really spreading things around anymore, so what's the point in continuing this?
If she has people on the inside, why weren't we expelled? Ayasada.
We need to talk about this in person.
We can come to your house.
No, we'll talk tomorrow, at 7, after school.
Dear Diary, I couldn't take today. It barely even started out normally. I played my morning and I got a win so I stupidly thought that was a sign. Then I went to school and I was going to say good morning to Yeiko and Yuko when they pulled me behind them. Because Ayasada tried to attack me, I went straight to the first class and hid under a desk. But when the bell went I had to pretend everything was alright because I couldn't admit to being terrified while she was in the room. She didn't even look at me for the whole hour. I talked to Yuko for a bit after class. Juzo tried to butt in. Maybe I ignored her on purpose. Maybe I just didn't have the energy to respond, I'm not sure. I was going to go to class early and Tsuruki walked past me and announced to I don't know who that she's depressed. After home economics everyone was getting in each other's faces, yelling and shoving and arguing. I tried to talk to Yuko but she was getting into someone's business. Then I tried to follow Tsuruki out and Masatake pushed me over. I don't know if I'm just that weak or something but that wouldn't surprise me. That's when I came home. It was the most peaceful walk I've had since before the attack. I knew they wouldn't follow me out in the middle of the day, either because they're smart or because they were wrapped up in their own arguments. I've spent my time at home gaming. The wins did cheer me up a tiny bit but knowing I'll go to school tomorrow kind of messes that up. I was so excited to go here and they ruined it. I probably should have done another Ikebana arrangement like I said I wanted to. I still do want to, but I'm tired, and the sun's still up. How silly is that?
Glad you're all on time, that's nice.
Is this going to be an actual speech?
I know you're all a bit back and forth on the idea of continuing to try get Kyoko out of the school, but despite her not getting us kicked out that doesn't mean she isn't a threat. See, I believe the school did actually want to get rid of people whose grades are below 50, and I know Miyako definitely wanted us to be in the group, but unfortunately she underestimated us. She definitely tried to get her influential friends to get rid of us, but getting rid of 8 people is too much of a risk for the school. That's why we all still attend, and because she still attends that just means she is still able to fuck us over. You've all had issues with Namboku Yuko, right? I'm sure you all notice how close her and Miyako are. Miyako feeds Namboku rumors about us first, just to see how they'll land with everyone else. She was even doing that today.
Yeah, you pointed that out to me today.
So that's why you pushed her over.
Namboku was saying how she heard I snuck in at night and changed my grades.
And where do you all think she heard that from? I don't expect you all to keep doing this if you don't want. I even tried to fix our little problem this morning. Unfortunately, I still haven't lived up to the strength you all have. But if you care about your reputation, your job opportunities, I think you might want to consider sticking with me.
Dear Diary, today was okay I guess. I was supposed to go to the shop at some point but I didn't because it doesn't matter how good a day is, it's still exhausting. I played my morning game, then went to school where Yuko wasn't even there. I saw one of the new people though. She was hard to miss. I was going to wait for Yuko but Kiro and Hirakumi were waiting outside the gate. I went around the side entrance and I was going to hide in the girls' changing room, but Masatake was hiding in there, probably waiting for me. I hid in the boys' changing room without her noticing. While I was in there I looked up why they would have a specifically male changing room, and apparently there's an all-male program ran in the summer, which stereotypically has more focus on sports. I mean I guess it makes sense to do sports in summer, but why can only men do that? Couldn't they just run it through autumn and spring? I guess there's not much I can do about it since I don't have any influence over the school. Yuko ended up showing up to the first class. She said she couldn't wait for me because the teachers pulled her aside to talk about her behavior. I talked to Tsuruki for a bit then asked one of the new people if she liked Ikebana. That was the main thing I was interested in with new people showing up, seeing if they like Ikebana. She didn't though. Next period was in the gym and that's when they decided to announce the 4 new girls, bringing them up on the stage and they all stand out. Tsuku Himiko has bright everything. Bright pink hair and twin tails, bright mismatched colored clothes. Geniki Riko is also bright, with rainbow hair like Hirakumi, and a dress more orange than Juzo's hair. Saburo Mieko has bright blue eyes. I could see the color clearly from pretty far away. Her hair is a very pretty lavender. Last is Nishikino Hyde who's got a lot going on but I think she kind of blends in. After the assembly I tried to ask her what she thinks of Ikebana but she was so uninterested she walked away. Tsuruki was talking to Tsuku so I joined in. Tsuku doesn't like manga, anime, or perversion, but she does like novels. She seemed really nervous about being at school. I saw Saburo walking away from Kiro, Masatake and Hirakumi so I talked to her next. I didn't have much time to talk to her but I learned she doesn't like music or anime, but she does like manga. I was getting exhausted after the next class so I slowly made my way to science as soon as the bell went. I think it's kind of comforting having the class full again. It's not so overwhelming, especially because if I get these new people to like me I'll be a bit more safe. What happened on my way to leave was probably what made the day not qualify to be good. As I was going down the stairs Masatake tripped me, at least that was all. I made it home without anyone else hurting me, and I still haven't made a new Ikebana arrangement. Dear Diary, today was productive I guess, but I wouldn't call it good. Despite going to the konbini as soon as I got dressed, I did get to play my morning game. And I got to school right when the bell went. I walked to the gym with Nishikino and throughout the day I learned that the only thing we both like is video games, which is actually kind of frustrating. After gym I was talked to Geniki and Yuko. Of course I found out Geniki doesn't like Ikebana by her needlessly complaining about it. I hadn't even brought it up. No one had actually. All the new people were wearing really different things today. I didn't really like Geniki's choice in outfit, but it's not my place to say. As soon as the bell went for science Juzo once again decided to kiss me. I shoved her away and ran to class. Basically like I have the other 3 times she's done this. I've barely even talked to her. I have no idea why she keeps doing this. Not only is it assault it also doesn't make any sense. If it didn't work the first, second or third time, why would you think it would work a 4th? I talked to Yuko after class then noticed Nishikino leaving. I followed her and that's when I learned that she doesn't like anything that I like. Well besides video games of course. I followed her into the change room where Kiro and Masatake were, so I quickly left without telling Nishikino. The conversation was basically over anyway. The paranoia in my head wants to say that she's already in cahoots with them and she lead me there on purpose, but there's definitely no way. She would have come up to me first not chance me seeing her leave the classroom. Maybe writing that will help me believe it. I hope so. I'm so tired of being scared. English didn't take a lot out of me surprisingly. I talked to Yuko until Juzo came over. That's when I decided it was time for home economics. It's almost midnight when I'm writing this. It's a drastic change from the past 3 nights but still, that's pretty good. I've played a lot of games, finished a full commission, and I made that new arrangement I've been talking about. It's really nice to look at it. I'll probably have to change it again if I start feeling better, but for now I like it. Dear Diary, I'm feeling pretty good today, either from just generally being happier or because it's Friday and I won't need to worry about anyone for 2 days. I played my game, then went to school. I talked to Tsuruki a bit, and when I went to go inside, Ayasada was standing right there. I took the side entrance and I was worried Masatake would be waiting by the bathrooms. So I ducked into the Japanese class where I found seishu and antidepressants. It's just not really good to have them at a school. So I took them. The bell went shortly after, and when I went to the film studies classroom, Ayasada was hanging around outside the door, so I had to wait to even get in. Between classes I talked to Saburo about manga, and Hirakumi was suspiciously following us. Then Masatake got really close to knocking me over. It felt like I was trying to escape assassination. During break I talked to Tsuku and learned some more about her. She doesn't think she'll be able to stay long because of the 50% purge, but while she lives with her parents without a job, her stepdad said she has to be in school. She also doesn't like video games or ikebana, which like always I didn't even bring up to begin with. I moved on to talking to Tsuruki and Yeiko, and right before the bell I tried to talk to Geniki, but I couldn't figure out a single thing she likes, and she got pretty angry. I obviously had a pretty social day, and continuing that after math I talked to Yuko and we both complimented each other. On my way to the last class Masatake nearly knocked me over again. She wasn't so close this time, but it still worried me. Ayasada was out the front of the school when it was over. The bus had only just pulled up, so I quickly got in and avoided her. I've done a commission, played a lot of games, stretched, and had a shower. Dear Diary, I'm feeling a lot better and I think today was actually pretty productive. I started off my studying despite still not being sure if I even want to stay at the school. Then I watched some anime episodes and invited Yuko over to stretch and watch even more anime. I went to the konbini and grocery store. I was a little anxious, but it went well. I played a game when I got home, then stretched even more. Yuko sent me some other animes to check out, so I watched those and read the manga counterparts, finished a commission, played another game, and now it's an hour to 12 and I'm writing this. Dear Diary, I did even more stretches today. I'm not really stiff or anything, I just feel unfit. I should probably find a sport I'm interested in. Just stretching can only do so much. Yuko came over and was surprised that I had already done so much work because she expected we would stretch together. So I did even more stretches before we continued with the anime we were watching yesterday. When she left I played some games while finishing 2 commissions. After they were done I played for a few more hours until now.
54 days done, we're 2 off being halfway. This one's gone much quicker than 65 days thanks to that 11-day healing period. I know you're all probably enjoying this, but hopefully I can get this done in less than 15 episodes. I guess this makes up for Briar's series being so short. Anyway, stay safe, stay happy, please subscribe, and goodbye.